Instagram. This time we're having Dr. Abiodun, and he will be speaking to us on the power of written vision. And one of the reasons why I'm putting up this topic is because of the fact that Africa as a whole and young leaders as a whole, we really need to start learning to put down things. So something just occurred while I was getting ready for this section. I got an insight, an idea into something, and I discovered I needed to write it, and I asked myself, why do I need to write it? It was because of the mind was okay, good. Dr. Abiodun just joined us. Okay, I'm going to quickly head him right now. He can start right now. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for joining. Thank you. Okay. 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 Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Yes, sir. Good evening,
Hi.
sir. Thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful, sir. Thank you so much. But
My
very, very
pleasure.
grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, so the topic is the power of written vision, and one of the reasons why I decided to um one reason why for the topic was because of I felt that young leaders nowadays we hardly think we can remember everything. So sometimes we don't want to really jot down things. So I realized that we needed someone like a father who's gone into the faith, who's really done a lot to speak on the power of written vision. So that is why I decided to send you an invite. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So, sir, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Abiodun Fijabi, and I'm so delighted to be on this platform today. Destroy the world is vision, because vision is your ability to see things before they actually happen. Um, Vision is, that future that future which you can see, which you can touch, which you can feel, which looks like already happened. It is live in a world, in a future that you have firmly established at the back of your mind, but which has not become real to other people. Vision is a roadmap to follow. Vision is the ability for you to engage your senses and your skills to create a better future, not only for yourself but for people around you. And so you can see vision is actually a weapon of leadership and a weapon of impact. Everything is created twice, some said. First of all, mind, and then through the application of skills, doggedness, and all of that, you know, you can bring it to pass. But there is nothing that you work about today that is not a product of be it a new business, a new
Sir, I
idea.
can't hear you anymore.
Uh, okay, hello, hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you better now. I can hear you better now.
Okay, let me move the microphone. I said there is hardly
Okay.
anything that exists today that is not a product of vision. So we need, therefore, to see vision as it is, as something that is vital to our personal as well as societal existence. And young people like you should give vision a very, very, very important part in, in your journey of life. So writing vision down, it's one of the ways in which you can capture the purpose of your life, the reasons why you want to venture, the reasons why you want to make the significant impact you want to make. Let me be clear about this. There is no vision that is easy. In actual fact, vision runs against the grains of nature. Uh, the reason why you have a vision is because you are dissatisfied with the status quo. And there is a reason for you to do something differently, to move the hand of the clock, so to say, to push the limits, to push the frontiers, to break the glass ceiling, as some people will say. So vision is actually doing the unorthodox. It is, like fighting the city hall, as Americans will say. It is walking against, the current. So you need all the motivation that you can get in order for you to be able to stay on your vision. So it's easy for you to lose the sense of the essence of your vision. It is easy for you to be distracted because since you are swimming against the tide, little problem can sway you off the course and make you team and enthusiasm. And with that would be the calamity of the loss of that vision. So you can imagine how many people have abandoned hope, how many people have stopped dreaming just because, they encountered some things and they could not stay the course. So what helps you stay the course is your ability to write down the vision clearly and simply. When you do that, it helps you keep your focus. You are able to focus your energy on the things that you have written. You are never sure of anything really until you have written them. And don't make the mistake of trusting your memory. Something that you scribble on used newspaper or a torn piece of toilet paper, in the toilet, something that you scribble on the wall of your room or on the on the cupboard in your kitchen or the wooden structure in your room is more potent than that memory that you want to build. No, I know what I'm going to do. I have an idea of what you're going to do. You don't have an idea. You are never in until it is pet or in a day that it is typed. And when it is typed, even if it is stored away in the computer or in a piece of paper around the house, the day you find it, you are able to relive that experience that led to the writing. So, what do people do who want to clarify their vision? I don't know whether you've heard about one of the biggest hotel chains in America, Days Inn. I happen to I've heard a lot and I've been in contact with this man for years before he died, the owner of the hotel chain. And one of the things he did when he wanted that was to just lock himself up in a hotel room for a few days, and then he had water and bread just to keep, just to stay alive. And he was just writing furiously every thought, every idea that occurred to him regarding Days Inn. And then he was able to go through the entire materials and then clarify them and edited them and then came up with the idea of Days Inn. And awesome. At that time, no hotel group was catering to families who were not rich enough to be able to go to the Hiltons and then the other big hotel brands. And then Days Inn hit, the hotel industry like a bolt out of the blues and reshaped the way people traveled and the way people relaxed. So every person that has to that wants to have a vision must look for clarity, because clarity is very important. Clarity helps you to be able to know exactly where you're going, and that clarity is only assured when you write it down. Because when you write, you're able to think along. You don't write without thinking. You're thinking along, and you know, you are going through a process as you write, because you write not only for yourself, you write for others as well. And as you begin to put this pen on paper, your thoughts will be well coalesced, and then you are able to clarify issues. You may want to even say, can I rewrite that? Can I change that a little bit? And then as you do that, clarity comes. A friend wanted to start a business, and he wrote down the things that he would like to achieve as a result of the business. And that first writing helped him 10 years after, when this business took off. He now discovered that he had metamorphosed over the years. A few things had changed, but that initial writing was still the bedrock. And then he modified and modified and modified, clarified issues more, and then was able to put them in pungent form that made him to go for the business and to create the niche that no other person expected him to create. So you see, in essence, writing has tremendous power because it forces you to think. One of the things, well, if you ask any writer that hits a writer's block, one of the things they do is to do what they call free writing. You know, in which case they will just keep and writing and writing and writing and writing and writing and writing whatever it is that occurs to them, and in the process, it will look like there is the side of them that they never imagined, the subconscious, you know, which they are not conscious of, but which is very powerful. And the subconscious comes out through writing. So the more you free write, the more thoughts and ideas will come, which will let me just take water. 1 minute, please.
Sorry, sir. I think we may have to join Dr. Abiodun again, so that, sorry about the network. Okay. Okay.
Hi. Yeah,
Okay.
my apologies.
Yeah.
Abeokuta, where I live, has had a lot of challenges with internet as well as voice call since the beginning of the day. So I'm not surprised that this is happening. We'll get over it. So when you are able to change something or type something, you are able to think along and clarify issues. And the subconscious, those ideas are logged, you know, in your subconscious, which you are not aware of. They come to the fore as you write. They usually are the back burner, but then they come to the front burner when you write. If you don't write, they will not come. So see how powerful writing is. So I like to write because the more I write, the more those ideas that are locked in my subconscious comes forward. So when you are writing, what kind of writing should you do? The, 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 the writing you do should be simple. You don't need to write and then begin to use high sounding multisyllabic words just because you want to feel good about yourself. I'm going to create something on Harvard, something, no. You don't need to use words that, will show that you are intellectual. Now, it is you speaking to yourself. Speak to yourself. Simple. Say to yourself things the way you will want. Say it as if you have achieved it. And say it with confidence, and say it in present tense. And then make them short and sharp. A friend of mine wanted to reduce weight several years ago. You know what he did? He said, "You need it, boy. Get up 7 o'clock every morning, no matter what." You need it, boy. Get up 7 o'clock every morning. And he has it pasted just near the side of his bed where he could easily see it. And that was enough of motivation for him to keep getting up at 7 o'clock every morning to carry it out. So make it simple. Make it pungent. So help yourself. It has to be something which you can easily digest. You don't need long, winding statements that say nothing actually at the end. So you need words that will convey meaning, that will convey motivation, and that will spur you into action. That is what everybody does. And I think that's what you should do too. Now, the fact that you have written down something doesn't mean that it is final. Take it through. When people write, you know what they do? They allow it to mature, because writing has a mind of its own. And writing matures. So when you are writing, when you write something now, don't think, "Oh my goodness, I've written the best thing ever." No, give it time. Leave it for a couple of hours. Leave it for a couple of days. Go back to it after days, after weeks. You will be amazed at the level of clarity you have and the changes you are likely going to bring to the writing. So when I hear people say, "I want to get a book out in 1 week," and I said, "Oh my goodness, why would you want to do that?" They haven't have matured, or except somebody puts a gun behind your back and your boss wants you to get a material out within a short time, and you need to do that as, at least the draft of it. Don't rush. When you write, give it time to mature, so that you will be able to cross, your T's and dot your I's. And as you leave it for some time and go back to it, you will be amazed at the level of content improvement you bring to the content, and how powerful it is. Because one of the greatest things in the world is the power of pen, but also the power of eraser. Your ability to be able to erase what you have written in the past and to be able to come up with something new. So we write, we erase, we write, we erase, we write, we erase. And then we edit and edit and edit and edit and make it sharper and sharper and sharper and sharper, so that it's effective and we can be able to impact ourselves. So remember, when it is a vision, when you have to write a vision, you are thinking about impacting yourself first, because it
Hmm.
is you that carry out this vision. So what is going to motivate me? So it's not a question of, okay, you may want to change the world. All right. So ultimately, you are going to impact the world. But writing the vision is to help you make be motivated and take
Hmm.
concerted actions to impact the world. So it's about me. So for once, you've got to be selfish. All right. If I can say that, be selfish enough to know that you need that
Hmm.
motivation, you need that drive to be able to move yourself, in the arena where
Hmm.
actions will be taken, and you will be able to pursue the dreams and the goals that you have. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
but finally, you need to be conscious of the fact that it is about the future we are talking about now.
Hmm.
It's about the future, and these has not become real, but you are trying to create that reality, because, I mean, come to think about it, we live at two worlds, and the leaders and people who change the world, they are conscious of that. They live at the world, in the world which they know about, the world with all its challenges, with all of its beauties, and so on. But that is a world that they want to create, and they live in those two worlds simultaneously, the world that has all of the challenges that they want to remove, and the world where all those challenges have been removed already. So that's why you see they are most enthusiastic people you have ever. I mean, you tell them about the problems in our nation, you talk about the problems in the community, and a leader comes up and say, I know that, I know all about that. And then you are still happy, yeah, because he lives in another world where the problem has already been solved. And he's part of that solution, and that what that kind of ability to live successfully into those two worlds is impacted through writing. The more of the vision you look at, you gaze at, you work on, you build on, you are motivated by, will help you to be able to live in the world where there are so many needs, so many complexities. And then in the world that you are living through the written vision, you see the world and you're walking towards the world where there is stability, where there is hope, where your dreams have been actualized, and where problems have actually become a past tense. You can imagine you live in the current world with all of these challenges, and you live
Yes.
in another where those challenges have become past tense.
Wow. Wow.
And
Thank you
so
so much, sir.
that if any.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm really, really grateful. Really, really, really grateful. I'm so sorry, my voice is bad, but I'm really, really grateful about having you speak about the power of written vision. And one of the questions I'd like to ask is, I believe the topic is really focused for young people, and one of the advice I would want you to give to young people ask is, how can young people start? Um, how do we contribute? How does our future, our vision, somewhat contribute to the development of our nation? So, how can a young person orchestrated vision in order to actually play a role in the development of a nation? If our vision is meant to be for us, at the same time, the people, how can we write a vision in such a way that it influences the development of our nation?
Hmm. I think the starting point is for you to have the self belief that you matter. Uh,
Mm.
you've got to see yourself a person of importance to the society for you to be able to dream of a better society. You've got to not only see yourself as a creation of value, but you must also see yourself as enabled. You are empowered to do something about it. I think where you have the disconnect with a lot of young people that are just flying about and are not settling down to write down vision and to encapsulate and write down vision is because they just feel that, well, as it was in the beginning, so it is, so will it ever be, life without end. And then they live by the day, and then they allow the situation and circumstances, the winds of change, to blow them wherever. Whereas they're supposed to be the one sailing, and then directing the direction of the wind. But they allow the same wind to blow them all over the place. So, what young people need to realize is that they matter. They are creation of value, and they are not without strength, without power. I think a major reason for any man not to act is when he feels, I do not have what it takes to make the difference. But I met a 10-year-old several years ago who made it a point of duty to unite mom and dad, who at that time were separated. And he enlisted the help of uncles and aunties, set out his plan, and got mom and dad together. I mean, so you can't even say that I'm too young to dream. I'm too young to bring about change. Oh my goodness. What has vision got to do with age? What have vision got to do with circumstances of birth? Oh, no, no, no. If I were to be Otedola's son or daughter, I would be in a better position to dream big. No, you just look down in history and you would never see that. It will be clear to you that visionaries came from different strata of the society. So it's not a function of the circumstances of birth. It's not even a function of how many times you have failed before. Neither is it a function of how terrible the situation in the country is. In fact, the truth of the matter is that the darker the darkness, the more light is needed. And little light can make in that darkness. So if you just do something little to lighten the darkness, then you will see the brightness of your light to reshape things. And people ultimately congregate around where light is because everybody wants to go to where they will be able to see so that they don't tumble, and fumble. So the truth of the matter is that you have the power within you to make the difference. God has created you uniquely to be able to solve problem, and then you have the power to solve problem. If the 10-year-old can do it, you too can. And then you should write your vision.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, the last question before we let you go, the last question is, before we ask every speaker, is you've had experience, we're the profile, and you've done a lot, you've had so much establishment, you spoke to different leaders globally and nationally. What is a word that you can give to young people of this generation? What is that desire you want young people of this generation to know before we leave this section?
The beauty of life is that vision is real, and that's why God keeps giving them to us. Life, God is not going to run His world through through the force of our strength, but rather by the power of our imagination. And the way God runs the world is to, put slices of His ideas in each and every one of us so that all of these ideas can congregate at some point and then impact. The more does his part, I do my part, you do your part, everybody does their part, and then we move the nation forward. And you can't understand how all the parts will come together in a puzzle. Just do your part and help the other person to do their part, and you'll be amazed at how things will just work together for us. So I've heard people say, "Oh, I just have it. I just have one skill, one idea." I mean, but what is this one idea in the so many challenges that this country has? All right, you're talking about youth and on empowerment. Come on, go for it and stay there and develop it and build it up. Somebody else is looking at the girl child. All right, look at the girl child. All right, develop it. Be the best at it. Keep working on it. Somebody says, "Look, I'm concerned about the colossal loss of lives on our roads. So I'm going to go for road safety." All right, go for it. Develop your skills in that area and let your vision come alive in this area, and change the course of history in this area, and you will see how all of these will work together in a jigsaw puzzle, and it will make our nation better. But God forbid that you will be known for inaction when you should be doing something, that you will just say, "Okay, I'm not capable enough. The challenge is too much. I can't do it." The truth of the matter is, everybody can. Yes, you can. And one of the most effective ways to do that is writing down your vision so that you can be motivated and empowered, to pursue actions, and then, acquire the right disciplines that will make you to make that vision to come alive.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. I'm really grateful. I want to say a very big thank you so much. Thank you so much for this words of wisdom and for taking time out to really do this with us. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's joined. Thanks so much for joining, and to my boss is here, One Day Trains. Thank you so much, Mide Olumide. Thank you so much, and Dr. Bedo. I'm really grateful, really grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much, and we'll be glad to have you physically in Unilag one day. That is if you are good.
That would be great. That
Thank
would
you
be
so much.
someday. I attended Unilag briefly. I did my master's in Unilag, so.
Wow. That means it's going to be nice to have you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Bye,
All right.
sir.
Bye.
Bye.